And we are live. Good morning, crypto warriors, and welcome back to the Gentlemen of Crypto episode 563. Today is Thursday, March 26th, and I'm King, here to bridge the gap between community and crypto every day for the most part, Monday through Friday. I hate how we keep falling off on that. But Bitcoin Zay is in the air traveling. I am here running around, so we're trying our best to make sure we get these daily shows to you. And of course, top stories of the day. Maker decentralizes governance, but is the community ready? Tron partnered with MetalPay to allow instant buying of TRX in the US. Neo releases $11 million from Code Wallet to fund itself through 2020. Bitcoin hash rate drops almost 45% since 2020 peak. Ripple XRP price set for big 40% drop as Bitcoin's dominance climbs higher. Industry players join former CFTC royalty on digital dollar project's new board. And last but not least, Binance Charity launches global crypto against, I'm assuming global crypto fund. It doesn't say that they're against COVID initiative with $1 million donation. So a lot of interesting stories in here today. Of course, let's go ahead and talk about these prices first and foremost. Let me bring up this camera here. Boom. Bitcoin's coming in today at $6,645, down 0.29% on the day. Let's see. Ethereum is coming in today at $135, down 1.14% today. Ripple is at 0.16%, down one. Well, they still get me on Ethereum. Ripple is at 0.16 cents, 16 cent down, or excuse me, up 1.06% today. They took the percentages off the actual coin, so I'm having to click on it now. Excuse me. We have Bcash at $222.89, up 1.61% on the day. Litecoin's at $38.86, and it looks like as that loads, and it's not going to load for me, of course. Why would it? When I'm live, EOS is at $2.28. There we go. Litecoin at that $38.86 is down 0.69% on the day. So hopefully I confused you all enough just now as I try to find these price points. I'll try to figure out a better method tomorrow since Cointelegraph's taken away. We know these sites are continuously upgrading and changing the way they do things. So this is just one of the examples. What's going on, Dexter Hands Senior, P-Man Van, Donald Muhammad? Yes, smash that like and share button. All right, top story of the day: Maker decentralizes governance, but is the community ready? First of all, hand clap to Maker DAO. It looks like the Maker Foundation has handed governance over the smart contract over to. Oh my goodness! Listen, people, it is not me today. It is these articles. Clearly, during this coronavirus, all the editors are also off work because they have not been edited. But again, the Maker Foundation is handing governance over to the smart contract that underpins the MakerDAO MKR protocol to MKR token holders, describing the move as the project's most significant step toward decentralized governance. The foundation announced that a 3-month-long transition of power to the community had been finalized. The MKR token contract is now 100% in control of MKR holders, the foundation said. So that's pretty cool to see. The foundation urged the Maker community to, quote, remain deeply engaged and continue to vote smartly and often, end quote, warning that voter apathy could threaten the project. They're being quoted as saying, while voter apathy can threaten any election process, it can do harm to a project's decentralization efforts. Without enough community passion and well-intentioned participation, a community-governed system can become vulnerable and struggle to succeed. Now, I'll be honest with you, I haven't been paying that much attention to MakerDAO, so only those in the community would know this. And if you're in the community and you're one of our warriors, let me know in the chat. But that is to see, is it really 100% decentralized? Now, I'm going to go off this article and say that it is. I believe them. But I'm in agreement with the Maker Foundation. If people don't actually participate in the decentralized process, and that is voting and knowing about what's going on in the MakerDAO, becoming involved in the project, if they don't participate in that, then it can, even though it's decentralized, still become semi-centralized. And what I mean by that is if you only have a very small percentage of people voting, or only people voting that own a lot of the MakerDAO tokens and MKR tokens, then yes, it will not be as decentralized as it is intended to be. It's kind of like here in the United States. Even though we're actually not a democracy, we say that we're a democracy, but even if we are, one of the things about a democracy is that everyone must be involved for it to work. That is a part of democracy no one ever wants to talk about. You can't just have 20% of the population or 30% or 15 or even 80%. You need 100% to be involved for it to work. So it's the same thing here with MakerDAO and the decentralized efforts as far as giving that smart contract over to the token holders. Everyone involved, everyone who owns that token, everyone who's in that community must continue to vote. You can't get bored. It can't be 8 or 9 months from now. I forgot what's going on over there with the Maker Foundation. It's like, no, it's as much is in your hands as it is in their hands. So the good thing about this is that I don't think that voter apathy will really happen, at least not initially, maybe down the line, possibly. But I don't think it's going to happen because, again, a lot of these people, a lot of people in crypto look at cryptocurrency as investment. So when you're talking about investment, you want to see your investment do well. You definitely want your return back. A lot of those people will not want to see this coin go down. And one of the ways it will go down or lose its price point is that people aren't actively involved in it and they take a wrong turn or go the wrong direction. So hopefully that won't happen here. I think this is going to set precedent with a lot of other coins looking to become decentralized, a lot of other foundations looking at this project saying, hey, will people actually participate in the voting process? Will people actually participate in the project? Or will voter apathy set in? And if it does set in, then they're going to have a reason to say, you don't want this to be decentralized. I know you guys don't want it all in one hand, but if we decentralize it, no one's really going to pay attention to it anyway, or the wrong actors are going to pay attention to it. So again, cool story to see from MakerDAO. And I'm going to continue to follow this to see how it works. Is it completely decentralized? And how does the community approach it from that point of view as well? Tron is back in the news. Tron partnered with MetalPay to allow instant buying of TRX in the US. Now, if Tron is on it, I had to automatically use this as a story because as we just recently saw with Steam partnered with Tron. The next thing you know, Tron basically had a hostile takeover. So I want to know, is this the actual partnership where, 50-50, Metal, you do your thing, we do our thing? Or is this one of those inroads to Tron saying, yeah, MetalPay is ours as well? But it looks like Tron TRX partnered with cryptocurrency service provider MetalPay to enable instant purchase of TRX in the United States. According to the announcement shared with Cointelegraph on March 25th, TRX will now be available for purchase with fiat currency in the MetalPay mobile application. Users can pay for the crypto asset via debit card or checking account. Furthermore, Tron users can earn up to 5% cash back in MTL, MetalPay's proprietary tokens on eligible transactions for sending and receiving United States dollars. The platform also allows its users to exchange TRX for over 20 other cryptocurrencies, of course, including Bitcoin and Ethereum. So MetalPay is a fiat to crypto on-ramp. It also allows users to send money. Of course, they have the whole AML, KYC going on, so you're not going to just sign up anonymously. It looks like accounts can purchase up to $3,000 per day, $12,000 per month, or $40,000 per year. So this is something that's definitely for retail investors. That's for sure. With the limit on $40,000 per year, no one at any big institution or any accredited investor would probably be interested in this. So they're definitely aiming for those mom and pop, those retail investors we always talk about that get left out in the cold. And for me, again, I wouldn't necessarily use this. I use other on-ramp methods. Again, even though their fees are a little bit higher, Gemini has done a pretty good job. Uphold has done a good job as well. Peer-to-peer, of course, that's the best way, which it was actually intended for, just giving someone cash and having them give you the Bitcoin. But again, I haven't used the MetalPay method of doing this, but we all know Tron and their brilliant marketing. So we'll see what type of attention MetalPay gets from this and how many more people they can onboard to start using it. Because again, that is the biggest issue in cryptocurrency to this day still. And that is onboarding and offboarding fiat currency. We got to figure out either how to do it outside of big institutions or government, their overwatch, or we have to either just stay fully into crypto, which of course will not be happening anytime soon. Neo releases $11 million from Code Wallet to fund itself through 2020. That is right. The Neo Foundation announced on March 25th that they had released the necessary funds to continue operating for the 2020 fiscal year. A total of 1,660,865 Neo worth approximately $11 million was released, with $190 million still remaining. According to his blog post, the Neo white paper allows the foundation to sell its stake of Neo to support Neo's technological development, ecosystem growth, and community expansion. It looks like the transaction ID published by the foundation revealed that the tokens were sent to address that contained over 14.6 million NEO worth $100 million. Of course, people are assuming that's either cold storage or an exchange. Now, for those who have heard this story before, shortly, briefly, NEO is the coin that hurts me the most deep down at my core, because when it was still Ant shares, I was eyeing it to buy in a lot, I was going pretty heavy on it before it turned to NEO. I saw the rebrand happening, and it was less than, I think when I was looking at it, it was like less than 50 cents. It might have been like a quarter or something. And around that same time period is when the likes of Bittrex locked me out of my account, and some other things were going on behind the scenes. Bitcoin Zay wrote about it in the book. Hack happened, all types of stuff. But that prevented me from buying NEO. And literally a week or two later, 3 weeks later, when I was in the position to buy it again, that price had already skyrocketed. I tried to hold it, wait and see what would happen. I think it went from something like 50 cents, 75 cents to like $6 and $9. Then next thing I know, a week later, it's at $18. And the whole time I'm thinking, just wait for it to dip again. I'm going to buy the dip. Except it never really dipped. If you remember, NEO ended up going, I think, all the way up to like $84 in 2017. Now I think I haven't looked at the price today. Let me see. I'm sure it's on this article. I think now it's probably back down to like $6 or $7, and a semi-normal price point, I guess, compared to the $84. But this is an important article because NEO aren't the only people doing this. This is a popular coin, which is why they're doing it, but they aren't the only one. Right now at this point, especially talking about 2017's all-time high of $20,000, $19,600, $800, we have still been in a bear cycle. I know, every little jump we get excited. Earlier this year, I think late last year, we got up to about $10,000, $11,000 per Bitcoin, just to see it fall back down again to a few weeks ago or a week ago when we saw $3,700, then right back up to $6,500 or $6,600 today, right? So with those price points, while it is still higher for those who bought it at the beginning of 2017 when it was $1,000, it is still very low from its all-time high. And because of that, a lot of these companies, which we have continuously talked about, currencies and the like, have had mass layoffs or have completely gone under. In order to avoid that, this is why a lot of these teams had this already built into the contract in the white paper that, hey, we have however much money the community agreed to, or the consensus was, we have this money in cold storage that we're allowed to use. We're allowed to sell these tokens or use these tokens. Most contracts gave them at least 2 years before they could actually use the tokens. Of course, NEO and Ant shares has been around longer than that. But that is why they have those funds. When you see that in the white paper, when it has a team trying to keep 5, 10, 20%, I think 20% was the norm in 2017, 20%, 10% of the tokens to themselves or to give out to the team or to put it in cold storage. This is what it's for. It's for just in case we go in the bear market for the next 3 years and we want to keep operating and stay open for business, we're going to have to dip into that fund. And we're seeing NEO do it right now. Now, the good thing about their fund, again, NEO went from raise that money. They should have, $200 million in cold storage that they can go through or can go back and pull from. So this is cool to see the process work. NEO is still up and running in business, and possibly may still be the Bitcoin and come out of Asia still. That was what I know China was banking on for NEO to be one of its heavy hitters. It turned into one of their heavy hitters. Of course, he's in the crypto space think that they can get through 2020, they're good to go. Because it is of the belief of the community that once that happens, companies, all we have enough money to go until November, December this year. Then it's game over unless that price does something incredible like we saw in 2020.